Hello, and welcome to UU Wellspring. This overview is an invitation for you to learn about UU Wellspring, how it can bring spiritual deepening to you personally, and how it can enrich your Unitarian Universalist community. We hope that you will learn from all of our presenters today about how it feels to be in a UU Wellspring program, what programs we have to offer, and a little bit about how you can get started if you haven't started a UU Wellspring program yet, and also Sources, our first year program.
It's been really, really important to me to get together bi-weekly and just sit with this group that I trust and I feel very open with and just explore these big spiritual questions together.
These sessions include a chalice lighting, a focus check-in, sharing a spiritual practice, a time for reflection, a way to take our experiences into the world, and a gratitude practice. Deep listening and reflection in small groups of about 10 people leads to personal and community transformation. A sustaining joy emerges while deepening commitment to making change in ourselves. And using UU theology, our programs support all of the work that we do in the world.
Circle of Trust is a key component of the Wellspring program. It allows individual members to experience the love, the acceptance, the compassion that is a prerequisite to them being who they really are. It provides an opportunity for individuals to delve deeper into their own reflections of who they are or who they want to be in the world today. There's noise and haste amidst us when we are in the world, and it's sometimes challenging for us to be aware of what we're really thinking, what we're really feeling, and most importantly, what we want to do. A circle of trust creates that environment where individuals can spend some time with themselves, reflecting upon where they're headed, what they've done, what they want to do, and how that fits in line with their values.
It's profound, and I'm sure it has had a profound effect on the bigger church as well as on ourselves. So it's a wonderful, wonderful program. I can't recommend it enough.
With commitment. One of our hopes for Wellspring is that it can serve a wide variety of participants. We want people with lots of backgrounds, ages, races, life experiences, not only to be comfortable in our Wellspring program, but to see their lives and experiences reflected and honored there. I was asked to help Wellspring take a look at the current curriculum to make sure that we were honoring diverse voices, that our processes were reflecting an anti-racist, anti-oppressive commitment, and that we were working to keep our materials relevant and timely to what's happening in Unitarian Universalism and also our wider world related to social justice and issues of welcome and inclusion. I'm proud to say that we did some hard work editing the curriculum with those aims in mind and are continuing to do so as time passes, because we know that this is an area where things shift quickly and we want to make sure that Wellspring stays relevant. This is also something that we are aiming to continue in the future. So we would love to have your input if there are things that you see that you think need a second look from us.
Co-facilitating has been a really meaningful way to truly deepen and strengthen my spiritual life and my commitment to this greater community, the greater community of Unitarian Universalism.
It really hit me in a way it just has not before, that Unitarian Universalist principles were absolutely central to building and maintaining the kind of world I wanted to live in.
I'm new to Unitarian Universalism. I wanted to continue to build my faith during the pandemic. Wellspring proved vital to this. Month by month, our group learned and supported each other. Especially valuable was our time writing our own covenant. It grounded us so that we could bond more quickly. The covenant also showed me the strength of our UU congregation, despite our widespread beliefs.
Before each session, you are sent some preparation materials and asked to reflect on them.
But they're really more of a wonderful breath of fresh air. They are not that long. They're cause for thought, and it's just a really it's like something to look forward to.
Our time together in our sessions are 2 hours at a time that go very quickly. We come together to share what we've learned, but also to spend some time in meditation and to ask questions that help us go deeper.
We're actually weaving ourselves together and expanding our worldview and our awareness of what is and what's possible. By doing this Wellspring, it's been the most important thing I've done this year.
Being in Wellspring has been literally like having a massage or a time out.
I'm really looking forward to continuing on with it.
Throughout the course, we see a progression in how individuals are able to integrate the material into their own lives.
My concepts of God, prayer, forgiveness, joy, and death were challenged and expanded. Look of the eye. Each week I look forward to the readings and practices that expanded my spiritual horizons. Come, seekers.
Our third UU principle is acceptance of one another and encouragement of spiritual growth in our congregations. Wellspring has wonderfully upheld this principle.
In UU Wellspring, we support each participant as they take on daily spiritual practices.
I've engaged in a variety of spiritual practices in my life when I didn't even realize they were spiritual practices. Contemplative reading, gardening, mindful eating. The Wellspring program helped me to understand how some things I was already doing could serve as a portal to peaceful living.
I have always found peace and restoration by being in nature. Until I participated in UU Wellspring, I never thought that my desire to be in nature or to care for plants and animals might be a response to something that my body naturally called for. A spiritual practice that connected my body to the earth.
Hi, I'm Kelly Dignan, and I'm a Unitarian Universalist minister and a spiritual director, often also called a spiritual companion. And I was asked just to give you a little bit of an idea about what it would be like to have a spiritual companion. And so I'll just start by saying that I've had one for, 15 years, a variety of different ones. And I just love being in spiritual direction and having a companion. The purpose of having one is not therapy, not crisis management. It really is a time when you meet with someone who's all yours, who listens to you deeply, who never tries to convince you of anything or proselytize, who basically creates a safe space for you to bring anything forward. And especially about your spiritual journey. How are your spiritual practices going? What's your theology? You may be having questions about topics that are brought up in Wellspring, and it's a great thing to be able to bring it to someone who holds everything confidential just for you. And usually the meetings are about an hour long. And one of the things I love most about spiritual direction or companionship is that over time, we begin to find our true selves, the inner teacher, that wise inner self that speaks to us. Parker Palmer calls it the inner teacher or even the soul. And a spiritual director helps you tap into your own wisdom and begin to answer questions for yourself.
And I had the experience of working with a spiritual advisor that I found incredibly rewarding.
It really is somebody who's personally, in an ideal world, personally invested in helping you on your spiritual path.
And meeting with my spiritual director has given me a sense of accountability as well, to keep up my spiritual practices and to keep exploring new practices and traditions. I'm pushing myself spiritually in a way I used to only think about before and say I'll get around to eventually.
A lot of people will say UU Wellspring has changed their lives, and it can be truly life-changing.
Has been incredible, and I look forward to continuing.
Thank you for continuing on to learn how you can bring UU Wellspring to your congregation, or how you might join an online program, as well as learning about what's next after Sources. We have lots to offer. I hope that you'll reach out and contact me at director@uuwellspring.org, or go to our website, www.uuwellspring.org. I'm Linnea Nelson. I'm the Executive Director of UU Wellspring, and I couldn't be happier to be bringing UU Wellspring to your congregation.
Come seekers, join in.